Hi, Katie. You didn't understand the assignment 100%. What it was asking you to do is, for example, with the indoors, you change the composition like 5 times and do 4 exposures for each composition. But what you did, um, you continued to stop down. So, for example, for the first exposure right here, you went 5.6, 6.3, 7.1, and then 8. Then you changed compositions and you kept going 9, 10, 11, and so forth. The idea was to, when you change composition, go back to f5.6 and do the same thing over again. See, with this composition down here, with this layout, continue what you're doing here. Go back to f5.6 and stop down, or go the other direction. Well, you couldn't really. F4 2.8, you'd run out of space. So that would have been fine. So that's the one thing you didn't do correctly. The other thing is with the indoor shot. Now, I'm suspecting that, I don't know for sure, but in every shot, when we talk about light balance, we look for areas that are either supposed to be white or medium gray. Now, if I was to assume that this wall is white, then I would also assume, but I can't justifiably assume this. But I'm saying if I assume this wall is to be white, then I would have to say that the color temperature setting on your camera is wrong, because I'll tell you why. I'll show you something. I'm going to put a camera raw filter on this. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, camera raw filter. Here's the white balance drop. Here's what it should look like if this wall is truly white. So if you had the correct color temperature, then this is, and your wall is white, this is what you should be getting. And this looks very natural. So I suspect that this is really a white wall. But I really can't say that. So, let me try this again. I'm going to keep this setting for a minute. Hold on. I'm going to keep this because I'm going to show you something else. So let's just click OK. And I'm going to go back to what you had. See here, look at the difference. See? This next one, it's the same story. Now here, you used an exposure of, I have to look into the metadata. Next time, for my convenience, include your data like in a white border maybe. I mean, it's okay. I can read the metadata. See, I'm reading the metadata. So you did ISO 3200 f5. Looking at your contact sheet. See, you just continued. See, this is the exposure. You took this composition here. So you used f5, which is this one. You could have gone even lighter to f4. I'll tell you why. If you look at the histogram for this exposure, right here, everything's a little skewed to the right, see? To the left, I'm sorry, to the left. These are your shadows. These are your highlights. There are 255 pixel values, tonal values in this image. So your highest value is like at 195. So it's a little underexposed. See, your highlights are like 195. Your shadows are not blocking up, so it's acceptable. But if I was to, watch this, increase the exposure, I'm going to go, this is Photoshop, so I'm going to go to a, where's the level? Here's levels, like an adjustment layer. See, I'm using an adjustment layer. And I'm going to increase the exposure slightly, like so. See, look at the difference. Now check out the histogram. See, the histogram skewed a little bit more to the right. Now my highest value is 200, not 195. And if I go back to the first one, see the difference? I increase the exposure and the histogram skews to the right. So I could even go further. I could go Even more. See that? Ideally, you want a very even distribution. So I could even go a little bit further. I don't want shadows blocking up. So, okay, so again, see that? Look at the difference. So this is a more correct exposure right here. You went by the meter, and the reason you may have underexposed is because your meter might have been reading the white wall and back, and it's trying to render that medium gray. See? And here, let's move on to the next image. Here, you're outside, and I really suspect, I suspect this is not medium gray, although I could be wrong. I really think your light balance is off. So, look, what you need to do is either use, I have to go back and make sure, double check what the assignment instructions say, but either set it on auto or average white balance on your camera, or set your color temperature lower. I'm sorry, higher, because this is daylight. So daylight here requires a higher color temperature, something in the 5000s. Go see what your camera settings are. I don't think I'm able to read what your light balance is here. Let me see. Maybe I can read it. Hold on a second. Can I read it? Yeah, see here. And your outdoor shot, your color temperature is 3300 degrees Kelvin. This is too low for outdoors. It should be like 5000. For the first image, you also have 3300. So for indoors, I think I can't categorically say you were wrong about the indoors, because this wall could be blue, but I suspect it should be white. So this is what it should look like. Okay, Katie, that's it for now. I hope I'm clear. If you're not clear on any assignment in the future, just call me, okay? And we can clear things up. I may not be able to pick up right away, but it's better than emailing and wait till I get back to you, because there might be a 24-hour delay. All right, we'll leave it at that. Take care, Katie.